Hello, everybody. Good to see you again. I'm going to read you a story from a book called The Rabbit and the Turtle, and it goes like this. A rabbit and a turtle were looking for something to do one Sunday afternoon. How about a race? Suggested the rabbit, who was a very fast runner. Well, couldn't we do something else? Asked the turtle. Oh, are you just afraid you're going to lose? Said the rabbit. I am not, declared the turtle. So it was decided they would have a race. They asked Mr. Fox to be the judge, and off they went. The rabbit, with his long legs, sped down the path so fast that he seemed to be flying. But the turtle, with his short legs and his heavy shell, had a hard time moving at all. Well, soon the rabbit was so tired he decided to sit down and take a little rest. After a long time, the turtle slowly passed the rabbit. What's the matter? Are you giving up? Asked the turtle. Don't worry, said the rabbit. Just go on and I'll catch up with you. The turtle waved back and plodded along, huffing and puffing. It was a beautiful afternoon. The sun was warm. The birds sang in the trees. The butterflies and the ladybugs flew through the air. A gentle wind bent the grasses and flowers. Well, soon the rabbit was so comfortable he sank into a deep sleep. When he woke up, the moon and the stars were shining in the night sky. Well, said the rabbit, I better catch up with that slowpoke turtle. He brushed himself off and he ran after the turtle as fast as he could. But when the rabbit came around the last bend of the road, there it was. He saw the fox pinning the medal on the turtle's chest. Slow and Steady has won many races, said Mr. Fox. Okay, now we're going to do some origami of some of the animals in the story. First, for the turtle, who won the race being slow and steady. I'm going to use a piece of brown origami paper. But turtles come in many shapes and sizes. Again, you can use any kind of paper just by making it into a square. So once you have a square, I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to take my square and I'm going to fold it corner to corner. To make a triangle. Okay, then I'm going to take each of my corners at the base of my triangle and fold each one up to touch the tip of the triangle. Always fold on a flat surface. I'm holding mine up in the air sometimes so you can see me. Okay, so again, I took each corner and I folded it up to meet the top of my diamond shape. Then I'm going to take each of these triangles, I'm going to take the top one and fold it down to the bottom. So I took each top and I folded it down to the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is each of these bottom pieces I'm taking and I'm just folding it out to the side. Okay, so I took this and I folded it out to the side, and I'm going to do the same one with the other side. Usually in origami, what you do with one side, you do to the other side. So if you can see that, that's what it looks like now. Now I'm going to take my scissors. You don't usually use scissors in origami, but to keep this an easy model, I'm just on the top flap up here. I'm going to cut it right down the middle to this line. Okay. So I just cut a straight line down the middle. See that? And now I can take each of these flaps and fold them out to the side. Okay, so I took each of these flaps and I folded it out to the side. Now I'm going to take these corners and I'm going to fold this into the center line. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. I'm going to take the corner and fold it into the center line like that. So it was out like this, and I'm folding each one into the center line. I'm almost done. Now on this thicker part, I'm going to take this bottom point and I'm folding that also down to the center line. But then I'm going to take it and fold it back just a little bit. So I took this like this and then I folded it back up. And now I turn it over and I have my turtle. I'm just going to take him now and maybe so he stays together better, I'm just going to fold the whole thing in half a little bit, give him a little crease there. And I'd like to put some eyes. Take my crayon or marker, whatever you have. I'm going to give my turtle some eyes on the front here. Put his legs out. And there's my turtle. So here's another one that I made. And they can go swimming in the water. And here are a couple of little ones I made out of different color paper. You can cut a piece of paper out of some old wrapping paper, out of an old magazine. Cut a square out of any pattern you like. And you can make a whole family of turtles swimming in the water. How about an origami rabbit? I'm just going to use a white piece of paper, a square piece. You can cut a square piece from a piece of copy paper or any other paper you want. It doesn't have to be white. But what I'm going to do is take my paper and I'm going to fold it corner to corner. Always fold on a flat surface and make sure your corners meet up exactly. I'm going to go back and forth with the side of my thumb to make sure I have crispy crease. Open it up and do the same to the other side, corner to corner. Open up your paper and now I'm going to fold it a book fold, it's called, because I'm just going to fold the paper in half. Okay, so now I have my creases, and when I open it up, because of how I made my lines, if I put my thumb in the center point, it automatically kind of closes in like this. So I'm going to close it down and fold again on the lines. Just squash this down here. Nice and even. And now I have a triangle again. Okay. What I'm going to do is just the top edges of the triangle, I'm going to take those and fold each edge up to the point. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Okay, so I took each edge of just the top part, I folded it up to the point. Now I'm going to take this side here of this triangle, and I'm going to fold this in to meet the center line. Doing the same to the other side. I'll hold it up so you can see it. Okay, so I took each of these sides and I folded it over to meet the center line. Now I have two flaps here. I'm going to fold down these flaps and I'm going to tuck them in. Okay. All right, so I tucked them into that center piece. Now I'm going to put the model face down so that I see this triangle without any folds in it. And I'm going to take each of these, and instead of folding them up like I did before, I'm going to take it and fold this down to the center line. Take the other side and do the same. So now I have something that looks like this. See, I took each side and I folded it over to the center line. Now this gets a little bit tricky, but not too much. I'm going to take this that I just folded and I'm going to fold it out to the side. Again, I'm doing the same thing to the other side. Kind of looks like a boat now. And then I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to fold that up. So I'm making this line on the bottom touch the center line. Okay. All right, this is what I have. Now what I'm going to do is take this bottom part, the back side, and fold it in half like that and fold this up. So you see I have the shape of a bunny. Now I'm going to take, I can draw eyes on it. I happen to have some sticker eyes. So I'm just going to give him some eyes in the center here. Now watch what happens. Now that I have him like this, I put some eyes in the center. I'm going to hold it carefully. And if you notice in the front where the eyes are, there's a little hole. I'm going to put my mouth, I'm going to hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to blow it up. And look what happened. Now I have a bunny. I'm going to take a little cotton ball that I have here just for the fun of it. Oh, let me get a little cotton ball. Just tear off a little piece of cotton. I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath my bunny so I don't get any glue on my table. And I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and put it on the bottom here. Little bit. Don't need too much. Okay. And you can use Elmer's glue. I'm using tacky glue. And I'm just going to stick the tail on the back of them. So now I have a rabbit. Hi everybody. Okay, we're going to make an origami fox. I'm going to use a black piece of paper. You can make your fox any color you want. This is an origami paper. One side's black, the other side's white. I'm going to put the dark side or pattern side or colored side down on the table, and I'm going to fold it corner to corner. Always fold on a flat surface and make sure your edges meet up perfectly. Okay, so I folded my paper corner to corner. Now I have a triangle. Here's the base of my triangle. I'm going to take each corner of the base of my triangle and fold it up to the top. Take the other side, fold it up to the top. Now I'm going to take the whole thing, here's where I folded it up to the top, and I'm going to do what they call a mountain fold. I'm going to fold it in the center, and I'm going to fold it backwards toward me. So I'm folding it in half, backwards toward me. Okay, now I'm going to put my paper down because I always fold on flat surfaces, and I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to fold that maybe about an inch or so along a straight line. So let me just do mine. So I took this whole thing, I folded it over. Now I'm going to open up the layers. And you see when I open up the layers, because of how I folded it, the center part can come right down, and that makes the head of the fox. Now I have my fox face with 2 ears, and I'm just going to fold this tail back and forth a little bit to an accordion fold so that he stands up. And there you go. Because I used black paper, I'm going to take a white crayon and give him some eyes. Of course, you can cut out little pieces of paper and glue eyes on, but here you go. And here's 2. I made one before. So you have 2 foxes. Now you can use them to act out any story that has a fox in it. Okay, enjoy.